Hi, I'm Chris, sometimes known as Calc, product specialist for products in the Focusrite group, which of course includes Novation, Focusrite, and also Sequential and Oberheim. And here we are at Superbooth with the newbie from Oberheim, the TEO-5. What a joy it is to have it here and play it. We can talk about it now. There's been murmurs of this for a little while, but here it is in the flesh, out on display. So, I mean, basically, it's Oberheim voice. It's a SEM filter. 2 oscillators here, 5 voice, all analog in this respect, VCOs, VCF, and of course the SEM filter with its 2-pole non-resonant, just sweet sounding thing. People have been saying liquid. You know, it's very creamy and sing-songy. It's just got that flavour to it. But it's an Oberheim sound, but it's quite a modern synthesizer. We've got quite a lot of modern sort of tricks up its sleeves. We've got a mod matrix here, and in the mod matrix you've got a ton of sources going to even more destinations, and you know, including things like taking the audio out from here, folding that back into wherever you want. There's a DC offset in there. There's a random generator as well, which I think is really nice. That's separate from the LFOs with the sample and hold. It's a really nice additional thing. And the other thing as well, of course, is we've got the cross mod, which you're quite familiar with on Oberheim instruments. You know, the OBX8, the OB6, and all those things have got the cross mod. But this is actually through zero, so we've got through zero FM on this, which does make quite a big difference actually in terms of the way that the FM sounds. It's quite a bit more musical. Things stay in tune, and it just sounds great. So maybe I should pass the microphone back to Thomas and just maybe have a little play.
Yeah,
and I'll spin my head around and speak into the mic when I've got stuff to say. But basically, yeah, I mean, you can see here we've got that typical kind of Oberheim sound, a nice gliding pad thing, which is pretty familiar in terms of Oberheim territory. Oh, we've got a bit of aftertouch. That caught me out there. We've got aftertouch. Changing the pitch. Nice. Yeah, another one here. Again, if we get the filter on the go, hear that. And now if I bring up the resonance as well, you can hear that filter really bites. And it's just got this that lovely SEM sound to it. This one, stunt patch of course, but You've got to have that sound, the old kind of Tom Sawyer Rush thing. If you're an Oberheim fan, that's one of the standards. And there's another one here which I'm not going to play because we've banned jump in this room, so we take that out. But here we've got Stargate. So this is quite interesting. This is quite a modern patch. So it's giving that kind of modern sort of flavour to the sound. You can hear there the FM kicking in on the mod wheel. What else? Oh, got a nice little arpeggiating pattern. I'll have hit the hold button there so I can just get my hands on the synth. Yeah. One thing to say, you know, I've seen a few people sort of speculating because we don't have a mixer section on here. It's true to say we don't have dedicated pots for the mixer, but what we do have is if you press and hold oscillator 1, then you get access to the oscillator 1 level. Same for oscillator 2, same for the sub as well, and the noise as well. So we have actually got kind of mixing in here. It's just not dedicated control panels. That's actually the same as well for the oscillators. So on the pulse width, obviously you've got a standard pulse width here which is controlling both oscillators at the same time, but if I want to separate those out I can just press and hold the square wave here, and now I've got individual pulse width for oscillator 1 and again individual pulse width for oscillator 2. Let's get to another patch. We'll go for this one. This is again using the FM. This is without the FM on there. Then we'll bring the FM back in. So it's nice kind of flavour there. Clavinator, well, that's a clav sound, isn't it? Oh yeah, to meter bells. Now I do like this one. This is again using the cross mod, and this is, you know, Been doing this demo a little bit as well, the old Claire de Lune. But yeah, I mean, that just works really nicely. This one, I really like this. This demonstrates the ring modulation in here. So we've got a couple of effects up at the top here. We've got a multi-effects on the top, and then we've got this a dedicated reverb set of controls. And I've said a few times to people, I found this patch the other day, and I was pretty certain the LFO was kind of doing some interesting stuff, and we were modulating LFO speeds and stuff. But in actual fact, it's the speed on the ring modulation. You can take that into kind of crazy places as well. Now the ring modulator is also basically a modelling of Tom Oberheim's original, his very first product that he made, which was a ring modulator back in, I think it was '74 when that first came out. So it's kind of come round kind of full circle, and it's here on an Oberheim synth 50 years later, which is pretty impressive, I think. I've just demoed this little patch as well. Now this one, again, is another one that really kind of impressed me, because when you listen to it, it sounds like the filter's being pinged, but it's a non-self-resonating filter. So how was that done? Well, basically, it's the pulse width that's being pinged. If I bring up the decay, so that was quite a neat little trick. Gus, who's in the room somewhere, this was one of his patches from the from when we were working on the sounding of it, on the voicing of it. Abduction, kind of nice, kind of weird soundscapey kind of pad again. I got a couple of my patches in here as well. Where was the one that I wanted to? Yeah, this is one I did the other night, and this is basically just a really nice unison bass patch. But let's just quickly record a sequence. Very straightforward and easy to do. Oh, maybe I've got a bit too over the top with this one. That's what it's for. There we go. You see quite a broad range of sort of sounds just from that initial pretty beefy FM-y sort of patch into something that's kind of pretty open and easy to work with. Anyway, yeah, so I mean that's the TEO-5 in a nutshell. 5-voice analog voicing here with that wonderful SEM sound, and then this modulation up at the top here. Some really neat tricks on the modulation. I really love this. You know, each of the LFOs, for example, has got a destination button. So you just say, okay, I want destination to go to the cross mod, and that modulation routing's made. Very straightforward. And if it's something that doesn't have a dedicated destination button, you can just hit source, say, okay, I want envelope 1, and I want that to go to the state variable. Envelope 1, and take the destination to the state variable, and then dial in that amount, and now envelope 1 is basically going to open up the cross mod, the state variable filter control. Yeah, very straightforward and easy to work with. 44 keys, so 3.5 octaves, so it's small, it's portable. I think it's ideal for gigging, to be honest. I kind of intend to sort of take this out to gig with, because it's, I've got enough keys here to play satisfactorily, but it's not taking up, a huge amount of real estate up on the desk or on the stage as well. So yeah, so that's the TEO-5.
Amazing, thanks very much.
It's my pleasure.
Only one other question.
Yep.
Pricing and availability. When are these going to be on the streets?
That's an exceptional question, Tom. Yeah, so basically, what are we? We're May now. We're hoping this will be in stores July. And in terms of price, from a UK point of view, $14.99.
Perfect. Great
stuff.
Thanks, Chris. Much appreciated.
Thanks.
Cheers.